Not everyone who smiles at you, not everyone who stands next to you, and not everyone who calls you a friend truly cares about you. Life is full of people who will take advantage of your kindness, who will use you when it benefits them, and who will walk away the moment they no longer have anything to gain. These people disguise themselves. Well, they know how to say the right things, how to make you feel important, and how to keep you in their web long enough to drain you of your time, your energy, your resources, and even your self-worth. Today, I'm going to talk about the 7 attitudes of a person who only uses you and doesn't care. These attitudes are warning signs, and you've got to learn to recognize them before you get too deep. Because here's the truth. The sooner you identify these people, the sooner you can walk away, set your boundaries, and reclaim your peace. You deserve relationships that are mutual, not one-sided. You deserve people who value you, not people who use you. So let's get into it. 1. They only show up when they need something. The first attitude of someone who only uses you is simple. They're only around when it benefits them. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't hear from them for weeks, maybe months. But then suddenly there they are. Hey, how's it going? Or I've been thinking about you. And before long, the real reason they're reaching out comes out. They need money. They need a favor. They need you to bail them out of something. These people are like ghosts, invisible until they need something. You might think, well, isn't that just life? Don't we all need help sometimes? Sure. But here's the difference. People who care about you don't disappear the rest of the time. They don't just call when they need a hand. They check in on you because they value you, not just because you're useful. Someone who truly cares will ask how you're doing, not what you can do for them. If someone is only showing up in your life when they need something, that's a clear sign that you're being used. 2. They never reciprocate. This is the second big attitude of a user. They take, but they don't give. Now, healthy relationships aren't about keeping score. True friends and family don't measure everything in terms of what you've done for each other. But there has to be a balance. When someone only takes from you your time, your energy, your support, your resources, and never gives anything in return, that's a red flag. Think about it for a moment. If you're always the one picking up the pieces, listening to their problems, lending a helping hand or footing the bill, and you get nothing back, not even a simple thank you, what does that say? It says they see you as a resource, not a person. They don't value you for who you are. They value you for what you can do for them. Now, I want to be clear, good people will sometimes go through hard seasons where they can't give as much. That's different. I'm talking about people who make it a pattern. They take, and never offer anything in return, not time, not gratitude, not support, nothing. 3. They guilt you into helping them. The third attitude is manipulation through guilt. These people are experts at making you feel bad for not helping them. Maybe you tell them no for once. Maybe you finally stand up for yourself and set a boundary. And what do? They start with the guilt trips after everything I've done for you, or I thought you cared about me. They might even play the victim card, making it seem like you're heartless for refusing to help. Here's the truth. People who love and respect you will never guilt you into doing something. They won't manipulate you. They won't twist your kindness into an obligation. When someone guilts you into helping them, it's not about care, it's about control. They want to keep you in their grasp, and they know guilt is a powerful tool to make you comply. Don't fall for it. 4. They don't care about your problems. Let me ask you something. When you're struggling, do these people show up for you? Do they listen to you the way you listen to them? Do they offer support, encouragement, or help when you need it? Or do they brush off your problems and change the subject back to themselves? A person who only uses you doesn't care about what you're going through. Your struggles are inconvenient to them because they're not interested in being there for you. They're only interested in what you can do for them. And if you dare to share your problems, they'll dismiss them, minimize them, or ignore them completely. You deserve people in your life who care about your well-being. People who show up when you're down and remind you that you're not alone. If someone is only interested in you when you're useful to them, that's not care, that's exploitation. 5. They disappear when you say no. Here's the 5th attitude. When you finally stand up for yourself and say no, they disappear. Maybe you decide to stop lending them money. Maybe you tell them you can't help this time. And suddenly they're gone. The calls stop. The texts stop. They pull away completely. Do you know why? because they were never there for you in the first place. They were there for what you could do for them. And the moment you stop being useful, they stop pretending to care. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a truth you need to face. Real relationships don't fall apart because you say no. Real friends understand boundaries. Users, on the other hand, only stick around as long as you're serving their needs. 6, they use flattery to manipulate you. The 6th attitude is trickier to spot because it feels good at first. These people use flattery as a tool to manipulate you. They know how to say all the right things to make you feel special. You're the only one I can count on, or no one else understands me like you do. They shower you with compliments, but there's always a catch. They're buttering you up because they want something. It's important to recognize when praise is genuine and when it's being used to manipulate you. Genuine people will compliment you because they mean it, not because they want something from you. Users, however, are strategic. They use flattery as bait, and once you take it, they reel you in and ask for whatever they want. 7, they never acknowledge your value. The 7th and final attitude of someone who uses you is that they never truly acknowledge your value. Or they might acknowledge what you do for them, but they don't see you as a person. They don't respect your time, your efforts, or your worth. They see you as a means to an end, and once they get what they want, they move on. People who truly care about you will celebrate you wholeheartedly. They'll notice your strengths, cheer for your achievements, and support you even in your struggles. They value your time and effort because they respect you and recognize what you bring to their life. These people make you feel seen, heard, and appreciated without asking for anything in return. On the other hand, people who only use you will never offer that same respect. They're too caught up in their own needs and desires to acknowledge your worth. They take advantage of your kindness, your time, and your energy, yet rarely give anything back. They'll dismiss your efforts, overlook your feelings, and leave you questioning your value. They're present when they need something, but absent when you need them. Recognizing the difference between those who care and those who use essential. So there you have it, 7 attitudes of a person who only uses you and doesn't care. These traits, while difficult to confront, can serve as critical signals that it's time to reevaluate certain relationships in your life. Let me tell you something, recognizing these patterns isn't about becoming cynical or shutting people out completely. It's about protecting your heart, your energy, and your peace. I know that part of you wants to believe the best in people. You tell yourself maybe they didn't mean it, or maybe they'll change. That's human nature. We crave connection, and sometimes we cling to relationships even when they're draining us. But let me be clear, self-sacrifice is not the same as love, and enabling someone's selfish behavior is not kindness. It's a slow erosion of your own self-worth. Your time, energy, and heart are your most precious resources. If you let people take from you without giving anything back, you'll wake up one day and realize you're empty. Relationships should be mutual. They should feel like a two-way street where both parties are invested, where there's balance and where there's care. Anything less isn't worth it. Let's take a moment to reflect on the people in your life. Think about the ones who drain you, who take without giving, who disappear when you need them most. Maybe it's the friend who only calls when they need something. Maybe it's the family member who guilt trips you into doing things but never reciprocates. Maybe it's the coworker who takes credit for your hard work, or the partner who doesn't respect your boundaries. These people are showing you who they are. The question is, are you listening? When you set boundaries, something incredible happens. You reclaim your power. Boundaries are not walls meant to shut people out. They're guidelines for how you deserve to be treated. They are a declaration of your worth. And let me tell you, saying no is one of the most empowering things you can do. When you say no to people who only use you, you're saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to peace, yes to healthy relationships, yes to a life where you're valued for who you are, not just what you can do for someone else. Walking away is never easy. It takes strength to recognize when someone doesn't deserve a place in your life, and it takes even more strength to act on that realization. But let me remind you, walking away from the wrong people makes space for the right ones. It's not just about removing negativity, it's about creating room for positivity, for growth, for relationships that nourish you instead of depleting you. The right people will pour into you just as much as you pour into them. They'll celebrate your wins, support you in your struggles, and respect your boundaries. They won't make you question your worth or feel like you're constantly chasing their approval. These are the people who truly care, who truly value you. And they're out there. But you can't find them if you're too busy holding on to relationships that weigh you down. So how do you start? First, take inventory. Be honest with yourself about the dynamics in your relationships. Ask yourself, does this person add to my life, or do they take away from it? Do I feel valued, or do I feel used? The answers might be uncomfortable, but they'll guide you toward clarity. Next, start small. Practice setting boundaries in situations where you feel safe. Maybe it's declining a request that you'd usually say yes to out of obligation. Maybe it's speaking up when someone crosses a line. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. And each time you enforce a boundary, you're sending a message to yourself and to others that you deserve respect. Finally, trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your worth, and trust that walking away from what no longer serves you is a step towards something better. Remember, letting go isn't just an act of release, it's an act of courage. It's choosing to prioritize your well-being over someone else's convenience. It's choosing to believe that you deserve more. I know this isn't easy, but I promise you it's worth it. Because when you protect your energy, when you prioritize you start to attract the right kind of people. The ones who value you, who respect you, see you for the incredible person you are. And isn't that what we all deserve? Stand tall, know your worth, and never ever settle for less than you deserve. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, and that's okay. It's not your job to carry everyone. It's your job to protect your peace, to nurture your own growth, and to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. So let me leave you with this: your time, your energy, your heart, these are gifts. Treat them as such. Be intentional about who you share them with. And remember, when you let go of people only use you is the moment you make room for the people who truly care. You are worth it. Always. Thank you.